onto Robertson. We're further on with this now. Heads all on, as you can clearly see. Inlet manifold's going to go on this evening if I get a chance. The reason why is because it needed to be tapped and then drilled and tapped for the meth nozzles, that's all done now. So all I've got to do is just put the meth nozzles in it and then blank them off. Same with the charge pipe. Do that, blank them off, and because I need to run it up and switch ramps, and then I can start the meth install. So that'll come later. But everything's all in. All the cooler running, LTR plugs are in it. As you know, we relap all the valves came on this because they were a bit carboned up on the inlets. So they all come out. They've all been decarboned. All the inlets, all the exhaust, ready for. It makes sense to do that. And at the same time, you just knocked the deck race in there, and ARP studded it. So everything's all squeaky clean, ready for the software and the full auxiliary methanol, same as what we run on our demo development car, and that should keep the valves, stop the valves from carboning up. Alright, you're still going to get a little bit of DI in it, but nothing like you would normally. So that's why we've done it. Other things, intercoolers all stenciled up. I've just been talking to me about that, haven't I?
Yes, we have. Yes, yeah.
Nice grabber blue stencil on it, silver intercooler, pro alloy, of course. So we'll get that put on, and then you'll see that on the next phase of this video. Also, we're not going to be changing the header tank. That'll be for a later date here. But the main reason for the car being there is, like we said on the previous, is for the full auxiliary methanol and the software, intercooler, boost pipes, sport cat, which is a mount tune because you've got the mount tune V3. Wanted to retain that, so he supplied me with a mount tune sport cat, which are really quality cats, to be honest. It's probably one of the best you can get out there. They're very well made. They're not made by mount tune, everybody knows that. They don't make anything. So but fair play. They don't tend to, would you agree, Tim? You don't tend to really supply any rubbish, do they?
No, they work kind of.
It's good, yeah.
A little bit like us. They work well with some very well chosen performance partners.
Their internal package that they do for these is Carrillo rods and Mana Motorsport pistons. We use Mana Motorsport pistons.
Yeah.
Carrillo rods I've used in the past, not on these, but on other applications. Can't go wrong with that. It's a fantastic rod. Not something I use. Everybody's different. I use Arrow Precision, which I just think are, the real highest end market. Of the market that you can get, really. But people can fit what they want, can they? Whatever they're happy to fit. It makes that's just what we fit. Right?
Yeah.
Doing something a bit different. You get lots of inquiries about what you're up to. We were just discussing about what's coming up soon, isn't it? Because I don't know if you know, but Phil's got my car. I've got his. Well, it's at home. I've got brought it in because there's no need to at the moment. But that's come back. His Black Mark III Focus RS that we've done a 2-litre block conversion on.
Yeah.
That's come back for its post checks, and then I'm going to put a full auxiliary methanol on that. Slightly different to this because it runs a different system, and then we'll let you know what we're going to do on that with regards to. It'll have my software on it, but it'll be enhanced a bit because of the motor, and then we'll see what we can achieve on that. But look out for the video that's coming up with Phil reviewing.
Well, with the power of video editing, it would have gone out before this one.
All right. So there you go then. See. You were educating me today.
Yeah. So, guys, check out the video that Phil did on reviewing the RS because he certainly had a lot of fun on the video and he enjoyed making it. And I think it would be really interesting for you. If you're looking to add more power to your RS, but you maybe don't want to go down the big turbo route, certainly be of interest to you guys.
We always like, because I've obviously watched the unedited version of it, and it's always like a first reaction, isn't it? Yeah. Natural. Not you couldn't act that. No, you'd have to be a good actor to do that, wouldn't you?
Phil was grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah, so it's all genuine. I haven't paid him to say any of this. Or if people think that he's me mate and all this, he's not. He's a friend, yes, but he's a customer, and it's his own genuine reaction. Nothing to do with me.
I think one thing that was clear from the video and what he did say on camera is, he thinks that he's the new chief test driver.
He does, and you'll hear that when he speaks about Mr. Cycle Sanders. Now, obviously, I think we have something to say about that. But anyway, enough about that. Talking about up and coming videos. I don't know. You were talking about doing it on my hair, wouldn't you? Like a separate feature, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we might be doing a separate video on Martin's hair, just
No
getting
problem.
it cut. It's going to take a long video to do that, I guess.
No problem with that. Exactly.
Yeah.
See?
I'm just
for all you viewers,
just jealous, guys, of course.
Yeah, well, for all you viewers who's commenting and want me to get it cut, I don't think I'll bother, to be honest.
No. Well, I mean, he's
I quite like it.
He's so busy as well in the garage. He just hasn't had
That's the
time
least of my worries.
to get
That's
it
right.
cut.
Yeah, I haven't got time.
No.
So yeah, we'll just we'll see how it goes. And right, guys and girls, following on with Roberts. Now there was, we had discussions. Robert said to me, "Are we going to stencil the oil cooler as well?" My own opinion of it is, you don't want to overdo it. I know Phil's is stenciled, but that was like the first one. It sits in the centre. It's a bigger oil cooler. Now, you don't want it too overpowering. So if you have MJP on there, MJP on there, I think leaving it blank, it focuses more on the intercooler. Right? You think, hang on a minute.
This one's a different finish. So
little is more, isn't it?
Yeah, and this one's a different finish. It brings your eye down here more. So
and because it's different
sense.
colour,
yeah,
I think it gets a bit messy. That's all. I'll always, even though it's my look, viewers, I'm actually going against somebody putting my logo on on a part, but I'll always be but it's about being honest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would I put it on there? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So
well, you don't want it. You want it to perform well and also look the part as well.
Yeah, of course. So. Now, on the so the other thing we were looking at was the Inlet manifold, which we've put we talked about this before, but we've put the blanks in now. It's just so we can move it around. I've got the nozzles now. I can put the nozzles in it because they've got a non-return valve built into them, so it's you're not going to have a problem with it running. But that's not important. We'll do all that as we go. We'll show you the boost pipe in a minute because that had to be modified. But everything's all back together. All the fluids are in it. We've ran it up to temperature. Fans are all cutting in and out. It's lovely. Obviously, we've not road tested it yet because we've got other things stripped out of it. Right, so we talked about the boost pipe when we were at the front of the car, didn't we?
Yes.
Well, obviously, it's not on the car, it's here in my hand. So originally, this is a bit of a boo-boo on my behalf. All right. I forgot basically that it's had I was fitting an oil cooler to it. So when I asked Pro Alloy to put in the two bosses, one for the Meth and one for the boost pickup, the boost tap, they're here, right? So that sits like that, right? And then they come out like this. Now that's fine. So that's what I've got on my car, but I haven't got an oil cooler on the demo car. I didn't have time to fit one. I wanted to get the software on it and get it tested. So when you put an oil cooler on it, you've got a sandwich plate. And the sandwich plate goes between the oil filter and the housing. So obviously it brings the oil filter down.
Yeah.
Now the problem you got is I thought, I fitted it on. I thought, I know what I've done here. So the oil filter comes down, and you've got like a couple of mil. Here where it's it's really close. You cannot change the oil filter in place, so you'd have to take the boost pipe off, to disconnect the Meth line and the boost thing, which is alright. It doesn't take very long, but it's just extra hassle and inconvenience for customers or another garage to do. So, and then you have to take that off, change the oil filter, put it back. But even so, the oil filter still sits too close for my liking to the pipe. So the only thing to do, it really is to move them. Now, so what Julian's done. So next time in future, I'll put the bosses in myself. I'll get Julian to put them in himself instead of getting Pro Alloy to do it, because we don't know where they're going to go. They could be in different places. The next application might be something different again. So what Julian's done is he's filled them up, welded over them, and then we put the bosses where they need to go. So the vertical one will be for the boost pickup, direct, the tap going in there, and then the vacuum to that, and that will be the Meth nozzle. So it comes out and goes out at 90 degrees, straight down onto it. And then it's not interfering with the oil filter at all, and it's as it would be from a, I mean, this is a bit, obviously quite a bit bigger bore than the standard one, because if the customer, it's alright me doing it, alright, that's no problem, but he lives in Surrey, he's not going to be coming all the way down here for me for an oil and filter change, is he?
No.
So he's going to be, take it to another garage, and they're going to think, what do we do here? They might not think like me, they might say, oh no, we can't touch that or whatever. All they'd have to do is take the boost pipe off, but even so, the oil filter sits too close to it, so that's not an option. The other option, that you could change the oil filter. You could put a small oil filter on it. An oil filter is an oil filter at the end of the day. You could put an ST180 oil filter on it, that'd work, but that's not the right thing to do. It's alright me doing it, but it's not the right thing for the customer to do. Gets a bit of confusion there, takes it in for an oil filter. Hey, this has got the wrong oil filter on it, that ain't no good, that's going to damage the engine, and all this sort of stuff. So it's not worth the risk. So on a customer's car, no, it has to be moved because it has to be correct. And this is the sort of things you come across, but that's purely my fault. I thought about it afterwards to me, and there's just extra work involved, but
Yeah.
it's fine, it'll be fine. I mean, I'll just give it a few coats of satin black, it's blended in fine, but you don't see it anyway. It's not going to stay.
Yeah.
It's underneath, you don't see it.
Yeah.
So that's what the just a quick explanation on the boost pipe. And this is why we're very lucky that we got Julian at Proform. He is superb, with his his fabrication side of it. No matter whether it's steel, stainless steel, alley.
Like we've seen on Sam's with the exhaust and things,
Well, it's mega, isn't it? I mean,
he's
on our doorstep. He's on our doorstep, and some of the things that he works on. We've shared that with you in previous pictures. If he's works on high end, World Rallycross cars and whatever, in Pikes Peak cars for top people.
I think he can work on a Focus RS.
He can work on a Focus RS or a Fiesta.
Yes.
Really, isn't it?
Should be right.
So, but he's going to be heavily involved in all the fabrication that we're going to be doing on Monty's, on the Little Beast, and which we got loads to share to you on that, especially all the aero, which will be pretty impressive. I've not seen it before, so here we are.
Yeah. So at the rear, hey guys, as you can see,
this is just a stripped out stuff, isn't it?
A lot of the car's been stripped out so that we can fit all the Meth lines and everything else.
Well, like I said before, when we were talking about on a previous video with Sam's Fiesta ST180, there's no point in trying to work around things unless it takes hours and hours to remove it. You got to weigh up what's quicker. Now it's quicker to just take it out, take the center console out, the stereo, the controls, the heater control side of it, and all the rest of it on the floor here. It's just what comes out, the seat. This is all the trim, rear seat, boot tidy. That's got to be cut anyway. As we've mentioned before, the Meth tank's going to be sat over on the left hand side. It'll be cut, so we'll have access to this boot tidy here. We won't have access to that side because it'll have the tank on it, obviously. Right, so you now find us inside the car. So that seat doesn't need to come out, or the other one. We just need to get access to the trim, because the loom for the controller, for the Meth, and the 9-on-9s, which in this installation is going to be black, they have to be all hidden, all under the carpets and under the soundproofing, so it's all tagged properly at the same time. So that's why we take it all out, and it's going to run up, so all the glove boxes out, all the access there, because it needs to run up around here all nice and neat, and then in through the main grommet for the loom go out, which you'll see in the run. Like I said, just take it out the way. We just took all the center console part of the lower dash out, because, and the side bits, it flows up through there, and then I can get access to all of it. It only just clips in, and it's a lot easier. We got to modify the coin tray anyway for the controller and the button. We've got a nice look, because on our demo car, don't forget that was just we just not chucked it in there, but we just fitted it in there. The Meth button is not in its own holder is just sat in there for test purposes. I didn't have time to mess around doing that. We've now made some little billet holders, which this one will have one in, so the switch will be secure, and it sits in there. It's like a compression fit, so it pushes in there nice, it holds it in there itself into the little coin drawer. We got that side of it right. Robert's got lots of other little things in here, like his his interior illumination with the LEDs, which lights up underneath, and there's one that lights up under there. You'll want that all refitted back in, so we just got to be a bit careful as we go.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of different bits of, he's got illuminated cake panels.
And as we said, guys, we always like to keep cars in the condition that we found them in.
Well, you would have seen on
look here, there's £3 in the back.
Yeah, there is.
In the back there, guys. So that will be there for you, Robert, when you collect the car.
And you would have, from the video, from the pictures, you would have noticed that all this was bubble wrapped. All right.
Yes. So again, another example of attention to detail. We'll protect all the interior as much as we can.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a precautionary thing. So we bubble wrap the whole lot, so that when we're taking the seat out, the passenger seat out, there's no, there's two of us that do it. One sat in there guiding it around, so that we don't make any contact with any of the paintwork or any of the interior, because easy to scratch it up.
Very, very easy. Yeah. Yeah.
While when it just takes another 5 minutes just to bubble wrap it up. So that's about it on this phase of upgrades on Roberts. Loads more to come. The next bit will be when we start fitting we'll present all the Meth kit. We'll lay it out on the bench and show you what's what, and then we'll get on with the installation, photographs, and continue the video on the install. Timmy.
Yeah, a lot of work here, guys. A lot of work more still to do, but we'll be sharing it all with you. So, to be continued, guys.
Absolutely.